Hello, door number 17. Little joke to start us off. What do you call a snowman that goes on holiday in Spain? A puddle. One of the better ones, I think. So, we've done this question before, explain the possible effects of the loss of Leah on Simon's self-image. There's a lot of information there that you need to know for this question. So again, it's not one of those where it's just asking you about generic self-image of people. You've got to link this to Simon. Your answer should link to Simon. And to do that, you need to have read through quite a bit of specific information. Okay, so if you remember, I think he's living on his own. Simon was in a car accident when this happened, and his wife, Leah, was killed. Simon's now living in residential care because he's not coping very well by himself. Simon has no living relatives, and he and Leah did not have any children. So he's all on his own, and it's looking for you to think about how that might affect his self-image along with the crash and the death of his partner. So pause it, have a little think, let's go through some answers. Okay, some answers, and there are more answers than given here, and we'll talk about some of those in a second. So Simon may see himself as less important due to not having any family members. Okay, so he might see himself as lonely, isolated, worthless. You could use any of those terms because he doesn't have any family members, so it might end up that he's no interest in doing things. He becomes depressed. He's got no focus in life, and he's got no reason to carry on. He might feel like that. So there's lots of different ways you could write that, but having no family members is something that they've given you a clue at in the scenario. They want you to pick that out. Simon may see himself as guilty because he could not prevent the accident from happening. So I think it said he was driving, so he could feel guilt. That is going to affect his self-image massively because he feels guilty. Simon becomes used to the situation. He will become more independent, and this may lead to him engaging more with other residents. So there is positives. If we go back to the question, it says possible effects. It doesn't say negative. Because she's died, you presume negative. But, in true BTEC fashion, they will pull a positive from a bereavement, and that's that you can develop independence and learn new skills, mix with the residents. Again, I think the danger of this is when it's 6 marks that you don't write answers that are similar to each other, because it specifically says this always, that answers do have to be different. Lack of support and company from Leah, sees himself as lonely, and we've touched on that before. There are other answers about not wanting to carry on, and you could even link social disengagement theory into there because he's not as active, he's not driving anymore, he's moved into a care home. You could certainly talk about him disengaging naturally, so that could be an answer too. Little note at the bottom, except for the valid responses, answers should apply to Simon's changed family circumstances, not so the residential care. So this is just basically a long-winded way of saying you should be linking Simon in. It's about Simon, it's about his personal situation and what's happened in his life. Okay, thank you.